Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the once-in-a-lifetime snowstorm as Americans wake up to below freezing temperatures throughout the majority. Historic snowstorm slams the Deep South, bringing the most snow in more than a century for the Gulf Coast. The Sunshine State seeing the most snow on record. Icy conditions in Louisiana, shutting down the world's longest bridge over water. Police responding to at least 50 crashes in that state. More than 2,000 flights canceled. The blistering cold turning deadly. Wind chills in the single digits into the south. At least 90,000 customers without power from Texas to Florida amid frigid temperatures. Ginger and our team tracking it all.
The fallout over President Trump's sweeping pardons of January 6 rioters. Hundreds released from prison, including those who assaulted police officers. This morning, reaction from officers who faced the violent mob that day.
Sacked. The arrest in the burglary at the home of Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. How police spotted the suspects.
The fight over evidence in the Idaho student murders case. The suspect's attorney trying to get critical DNA evidence thrown out.
Behind-the-scenes footage released.
I'm probably getting it smells good. Well, it's not bad. It's my body makeup.
What happened on the set of It Ends With Us? Why director and star Justin Baldoni made the raw tapes public, and how Blake Lively is firing back.
Falling flat. The new study on fizzy water and weight loss.
Plus, how the Buffalo Bills Mafia is rallying around another good cause as their team fights to get to the Super Bowl. And who's ready for this fight?
You want me? Come and get me!
Cap is back. The new Captain America flying onto the scene. Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford gearing us up for the surprises in store on the big screen.
Live from Times Square, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
Not just Wednesday, a frigid Wednesday morning, George.
Sure is. In so much of the country, we have a lot of coverage on that. Also, the demand for the investigation into possible errors with electronic evacuation alerts during the deadly Eaton fire in California. And this is coming as strong winds are expected tonight, which could cause more problems in the LA area.
So important we're watching that, George. Plus, what parents should know about the latest state moving to ban cell phones in school from bell to bell. And we also have the latest on gas prices, which are moving higher with this deep freeze across much of the country, Robin.
Our team has you covered this morning with our extreme cold safety guide from yourself to your kids head to toe, your pets, pipes, and your cars. We're going to take a live look. This is New Orleans, Louisiana right now. This is our station WGNO, seeing the most snow there in more than a century. The wind chill, 14 degrees in New Orleans. And we have team coverage of this historic storm and deep freeze. Trevor Ault starts us off. He's in Tallahassee, where the wind chill is 17. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Robin. This has truly been a once-in-a-lifetime snowstorm. We've got the Florida Capitol building here, its front yard, with palm trees that are blanketed in snow and sleet. And for some parts of the state, they've received more snow than any living resident here has ever seen before, as of course all these drivers are now also battling conditions that they've never had to battle before.
Overnight, a rare and deadly winter storm taking aim at parts of the country. Interstate 10 in Pensacola, Florida, shutting down.
I don't have to tell anybody that we're not necessarily used to walking in a winter wonderland here in Florida.
Officials warning in northern Florida streets could be snow-covered for days. At least 10 storm-related deaths, 3 from the exposure to the Arctic air.
This is absolutely crazy.
Beaches in Alabama blanketed in snow instead of sand. In South Fulton, Georgia, a water main break freezing the streets, forcing residents to push their cars. Icy conditions in Louisiana, shutting down the world's longest bridge over water.
The challenge I think we're going to face is the bridges right now are acting like big ice trays.
State authorities responding to at least 50 crashes as parts of Louisiana saw their first ever blizzard warning. This Jeep needing to be towed out of a ditch, and this semi-truck completely overturned. New Orleans seeing the most snow in more than a century. French Quarter buried in 8 inches of snow. In Houston, police urging people to stay off the roads. The city does not own a single snowplow, instead calling up trucks and supplies from as far as Wisconsin to make the roads passable. Many residents across the South experiencing a white winter for the first time.
It's just a crazy thing to see.
For many children here, it's their first time seeing snow.
There's also been thousands of flight cancellations as several airports in the region, including Tallahassee, have shuttered their doors. And we've been watching vehicles struggle to get traction right in this intersection. Officials warn this could all melt and refreeze over and over again for the next several days, George.
And let's get more on that brutal cold from Alex Perez. He's in Chicago where the wind chill -12. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, George. Yeah, it feels like 12 below zero right now here in Chicago. In fact, it's felt below zero here since Sunday. Now, I want you to take a look. We're here near Lake Michigan, and you can see in some areas the water is completely frozen over and ice is still building. Some communities now have growing concerns about ice jams. Authorities are pleading with people to limit their time outside. Rebecca?
And we're going to go to Ginger now on when a warm-up might be coming. Good morning, Ginger.
Our wind chill here in Times Square, 0. But I have to tell you, seeing those images from the beaches in Florida, Pensacola ended up with 7.6 inches of snow. That is the most snow that they have ever recorded at that beach since records began in the 1800s. Amazing to see all of those numbers along the Gulf Coast, many of them, if not the most in a century, the most ever. And so you're seeing the numbers like 4 inches on the southeast side of Houston. Savannah, even Myrtle Beach this morning, 2 to 3 inches waking you up. Now we're done with the snow. The fun part's done. And now, unfortunately, it sticks this morning because the cold, those are actual air temperatures. It's only 7 there in Baton Rouge, and that is breaking a daily record. But Robin, we're going to stay cold. And as Trevor mentioned, it's the melt and freeze that concerns me for black ice all along those roads of the Gulf Coast.
And Ginger, thank you. And along with this brutal weather comes a hike in gas prices. Rhiannon Alley is tracking the latest on this for us. Good morning to you, Rhiannon.
Good morning, Robin. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but drivers headed to the gas station looking to fill up this morning, you are in for a surprise. Gas prices are up, way up in some areas. The price hike is blamed on oil prices and this frigid weather. According to AAA, the price of crude oil jumped $88 a barrel last week. That helped push prices higher in 45 states. Some areas of the country are seeing a 25-cent jump in just the past week. So far, though, nationwide, prices are up by an average of 7 cents, so it's $3.13 right now. But it's not just the U.S. dealing with it. Global oil prices have also soared on concerns for tighter supplies. Now, gas prices usually start rising in mid to late winter and early spring as refineries get ready to switch over to that summer blend. It still doesn't mean it doesn't hurt to see the prices now, George.
Sure does. Okay, Rhiannon, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on President Trump. After he pardoned and commuted the sentences of the January 6 rioters, some of the most high-profile defendants have already been released from prison. It's drawn angry responses from police. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott has the story. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning. And the officers who defended this Capitol on January 6 told me they started getting these courtesy automated phone calls from the Department of Justice, one right after another, letting them know that the rioters who they testified against, the ones who were convicted for assaulting them, were now being released from prison. This morning, hundreds of rioters, including those who assaulted police officers on January 6, released from prison. President Donald Trump asked why he commuted the sentences of people like Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers militia, charged with sedition and sentenced to 18 years.
I thought their sentences were ridiculous and excessive.
Trump previously said he would look at individual cases, but the president, within hours of taking the oath, pardoned nearly all of the 1,600 people charged in the attack. 140 officers were injured as the mob stormed the Capitol. Officer Daniel Hodges screaming for help, crushed by surging rioters. Those rioters pardoned, or their sentences were commuted by Trump. In an interview, Officer Hodges, who is still on the force, telling me it's a miscarriage of justice. Former Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn testified about facing off against the mob.
I told them to just leave the Capitol, and in response they yelled, "No, man, this is our house."
He says the president is trying to rewrite history.
The officers feel hurt and betrayed, and it's a slap in the face.
In an internal memo obtained by ABC News, the chief of Capitol Police saying, when there is no price to pay for violence against law enforcement, it sends a message that politics matter more than our first responders. The president's pardons include more than 600 people charged with assaulting or resisting law enforcement. On Capitol Hill, many Republicans not pushing back. In 2021, Texas Senator John Cornyn said those who planned and participated in the violence that day should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
It's the president's prerogative.
Are you comfortable with that, though? Does that send the right message from your party?
That's not the question. The question is who has the authority, and the president has the authority.
As I've said before, we're looking forward to the next 4 years, not the last 4.
Others suggested the pardons went too far.
I do not support the pardons if they were given to people who committed violent crimes, including assaulting police officers or breaking windows.
But Alabama's Tommy Tuberville, who once said rioters who broke in should, quote, pay the price, now says he fully backs Trump's call.
But we're talking about people that were beating officers with fire hydrants, with metal batons. Is that acceptable to you?
No.
Those people were pardoned.
No, that's not acceptable, but I didn't see it. So.
What do you mean? It's on video.
I didn't see it.
And President Trump even going back on his own words. He once said that those who committed violent acts would have to pay the price, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Let's also get a question about Pete Hegseth. He's the president's pick for defense secretary, facing new allegations now.
Yes, George, senators on the Armed Services Committee have obtained a sworn affidavit from the former sister-in-law of Pete Hegseth, who claims that he may have been abusing his second wife, so much so that she had to hide in the closet at times, that she had a safe word in case she needed help. She does acknowledge that she never personally witnessed any acts of sexual or physical abuse. And an attorney for Hegseth flat out denies those allegations, including the allegations of abuse. His nomination, though, is marching forward with a vote expected as early as this week, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much, Rebecca.
All right, George, thank you. We're going to get more now on President Trump's latest moves. There are many. And we turn to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, for more on that. Good morning, Mary.
Rebecca, good morning. While President Trump is moving swiftly and aggressively to enact his agenda, including his promised crackdown on immigration. But this morning, his efforts are already being challenged in court.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
One of President Trump's executive orders will face its first legal test tomorrow. A judge in Seattle considering a temporary restraining order against Trump's directive ending birthright citizenship, which is protected under the 14th Amendment, and declares that any person born on U.S. soil is an American citizen. 22 states from Connecticut to California have now filed lawsuits to block the move, estimating that some 150,000 children would be impacted each year, born disenfranchised.
I have one message for President Trump. I'll see you in court.
Trump has promised historic mass deportations, his administration revoking a policy that barred arrests in sensitive areas like schools and churches.
They're pretty scared. Lots of questions about, are they safe here at school? Are they safe riding a school bus? Can they be just walking down the street and picked up? Lots and lots of fear.
Denver schools are now instructing staff on what steps to take if they're contacted by agents about a student. And at Washington's National Cathedral yesterday, with Trump there in the pews, Mary Ann Buddy, the Bishop of Washington, confronting him on his immigration crackdown.
The people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors.
Making a plea to the president.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land.
But that didn't sit well with the president, overnight calling the bishop a radical left hardline Trump hater, saying her statements were inappropriate. And the president continues to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, overnight ordering officials that oversee these programs at federal agencies be put on leave as they take steps to shut down these offices, Robin.
All right, Mary, our thanks to you. We're going to turn now to the latest on the California wildfires and now the demand for an investigation into possible errors with some evacuation alerts. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is there for us in L.A. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger is demanding that independent investigation into how those emergency alerts on people's mobile phones went out the night January 7th, especially in the Eaton fire, which ripped through Pasadena and Altadena, destroying over 7,000 structures. And all 17 deaths in that fire were clustered in the western side of Altadena. And we have spoken to folks there. The LA Times also reporting that people say they did not receive alerts on their mobile phones until 7 hours after the fire began. Some people say they didn't receive them at all. It is worth noting, though, that first responders were going door to door telling people to get out. They also had people on loudspeakers. And this was not the only mistake in the emergency alert system during that week. There were several others, including one evacuation order that was sent countywide to all 10 million people in LA County. They later apologized for that. Now, this investigation being demanded by Barger into the Eaton fire is one of several ongoing right now in Los Angeles after these fires, including two into how the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire, which destroyed over 6,000 structures, began. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks. We're going to turn now to New York State. It's banning students from using cell phones in school. Ariel Rush here with the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. As you know, strong feelings about this one. New York Governor Kathy Hochul earmarked $13.5 million to get this plan off the ground. She says eliminating devices from bell to bell will help students concentrate on academics by limiting access to phones during class, lunch, and in the hallways. Hochul says kids can finally be free from the endless disruptions from social media and all the mental pressures that come with it. Each school district can determine how to implement this new policy. Some here in New York have already had similar ones in place. We've seen cell phone bans in states like California, Ohio, and Florida. So far, experts say it's still too early to know definitively how effective these bans are. Some studies suggest improvements in students' mental health and academic performance, and of course, maybe even a reduction in bullying. Others show little to no change. But one thing is certain, there is rising concern on a state and federal level, and of course among so many parents, about the impact of social media and the exposure to the internet for these kids with these devices. One study suggesting most parents agree that cell phones should be banned during class, but many don't want to see a ban for the entire school day. They want to be able to contact their kids in case of emergency.
If they're at lunch or something like that, I think some of the parents are saying.
Yes, exactly.
I miss the days before cell phones. I'm just saying it was pretty good. Ariel,
it's a simpler
thank
time.
you. Yes. All right, coming up, the new behind-the-scenes footage in the dispute between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Also had the arrest and the burglary of Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's home.
Plus the space heater recall over fire risk amid historically frigid temperatures. And as many brace and head out into the extreme cold. Ginger and our team, you could give us some tips here?
Yeah, not just tips, but tricks. You know, very few of us have the esteemed honor of standing outside for 4 to 5 hours straight like I do. So I've got a lot to tell you, not just about keeping you and your kids safe, but also your pets, your pipes, your cars. We got a lot of tips coming up. And you're going to need it all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Isn't this amazing? This is snow cover. You will not see this likely in your lifetime. It's really hard to do. Nearly 40%, and a lot of that along the Gulf Coast up through the southeast. We're going to stay on this melt and freeze trend.
Coming up, how are those resolutions working out? If you want to get your finances in order, we've got the tips and trips. We'll be right back.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
Ooh, back here on GMA, Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford flying onto the big screen together just in time for Valentine's Day. Okay. And we have much
chocolates in a movie.
We're going to have much more on the highly anticipated new Captain America coming up in Pop News.
I agree. A bit of a non sequitur there, right? Following a lot of headlines right now, including the historic snowstorm in the Deep South that's bringing the most snow in more than a century for the Gulf Coast. And Florida seeing the most snow on record. More than 2,000 flights were canceled, and at least 90,000 customers are without power in Texas. Nearly 8,000 Vornado whole room space heaters sold on Amazon have been recalled over potential electric shock risk that could lead to fire. Federal regulators say the device's power cord could detach and lead the fire hazard. Only units with a July 24th or August 24th date codes are included in the recall.
Have to be so careful with those. Also, Netflix is raising prices again. Standard monthly subscribers will now pay $18 without commercials, up from $15.50. And as Josh Allen in Buffalo fight for a spot in the Super Bowl, Bills Mafia is rallying around another good cause. These fans are known for their dedication, and this time they are supporting the Ravens player who was unable to make a crucial catch last weekend. Mark Andrews got some heat for that play, but now Bills fans are raising money for his charity for juvenile diabetes. We love to see this. They aim to reach a goal of at least $5,000. Well, at this hour, they've almost reached $53,000.
Yeah.
That Bills Mafia coming through. Love to see
again.
it. Yes, they do. And we've got a lot more ahead, including the latest in Prince Harry's lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch's UK newspapers. That is coming up.
Right now, the escalating feud between It Ends With Us stars Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Baldoni released behind-the-scenes video from the movie that he says undermines her sexual harassment claims. She's responded. I want to go back to our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman in L.A. with the story. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. By releasing that video, Baldoni's lawyers tell me that they're trying to show what it was really like on set. They also say they're trying to show that they have nothing to hide at this point and intend to release more in the coming days. Now, Blake Lively's people are saying that releasing this video was a manufactured media stunt and that in that scene you can actually see the discomfort that Blake Lively's experiencing. This morning, Justin Baldoni's attorneys following through on a promise.
We're going to put it out there for the public to decide for themselves.
Releasing raw tape showing some of what happened on the set of It Ends With Us. It's the latest move in a Hollywood battle royale between Baldoni, his PR team, and his co-star, Blake Lively. Baldoni's lawyer saying the video shows all 3 takes of a slow dance scene.
Can we do a score? Can we do a score? A couple scores?
And it's this scene mentioned as part of Lively's sexual harassment suit. The court filing by Lively stating that during that scene, Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character as himself.
I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles.
I'm probably getting spray past you.
It smells good.
Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
Lively also accusing Baldoni and his PR team of a smear campaign against her. In the sound from the recording, you can hear the two talking to each other. At one point, Blake even commenting on the size of Baldoni's nose.
I feel so nosy.
I know.
Noses.
And my nose is so big.
Yes. I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then,
Lively's team responding to the video saying Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but the video itself is damning. Every frame of the released footage corroborates to the letter what Miss Lively described in her complaint. The video shows Miss Lively leaning away and repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk.
but I think I should start talking. I think we should be talking. Let's be talking.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though, to be shutting down a woman's claims of sexual harassment?
Shutting down a woman's claims?
She is claiming that there was sexual harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
So what he's saying is that the allegations against him are false. Is he allowed to defend himself? Is that the narrative now, that you're not allowed to say it's not true?
This video, released just days after Baldoni sued Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, for alleged defamation, extortion, and invasion of privacy.
All right, cut. I think we got plenty.
Yes.
Blake Lively's team saying that releasing this video is just blaming the victim here, and they accuse Baldoni and his lawyers of litigating this in the public sphere rather than in court. And for those keeping score, at this point, there are now 5 ongoing legal actions taking place between Baldoni, Blake Lively, and their various PR reps. And the total amount of damages and compensation being sought by all of these parties, $900 million. Guys.
All right, that's a lot of legal actions, Matt. Thank you. We turn now to arrests in the burglary of Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's home last month. Police say 4 Chilean nationals were taken into custody, and Will Reeve is here with more. This is a shame that we're just seeing so much of this now.
It really is, Rebecca. Good morning. And the burglary of Burrow's home, hard to say, was one of the more high-profile incidents in which criminals target homes of players that they know are out of the house because they're on the field. And as you'll see here, there is significant evidence tying these men to the scene of the crime.
This morning, 4 suspects have been arrested and jailed for their alleged connection to that brazen burglary of NFL superstar Joe Burrow's home last month.
Burrow, sideline, chase, spin, touchdown Bengals!
On December 9th, Burrow was on the field for the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football for all the world to see. While Burrow was playing, his home was ransacked. A bedroom window shattered.
Someone is trying to break into the house right now. My daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house.
Burrow, one of a number of athletes victim to a string of robberies. Now, 4 Chilean nationals facing charges after they were apprehended by an Ohio State highway patrolman who spotted suspicious luggage being carried to a vehicle outside a hotel, according to court records. The officer pulling the car over. 3 of the 4 men inside allegedly presenting fake IDs. Upon searching the vehicle, the officer says he discovered tools like this, which burglars use to break glass, along with an old shirt from LSU, where Burrow starred in college, and a Bengals hat, both believed to have been taken from Burrow's home. Police say all the men were in the country illegally and are suspected of being behind a string of burglaries of multi-million-dollar homes in multiple states.
They come into the country, they use alias names. They many times will bring false passports with them to go open bank accounts. And once they can do that, whatever they can turn stolen goods into cash, they then wire the money back to their homeland, and then they leave.
And the NFL had recently warned teams that criminals use public records to find players' addresses and conduct extensive surveillance. And then by tracking the team schedules, social media accounts of players and their families, they wait until the homes are empty, often during games which are on TV. And it's been happening a lot.
Too much. All right, Will, thank you. Now with our cold weather survival guide, as so much of the country, deals with extreme temperatures and conditions, we've got everything you need to know to keep yourself, your kids, your pets, everything in between safe. Trevor and Ginger, you see them standing by. Let's get to Alex first so he can get in and out of the cold there in Chicago. Alex?
Hey, good morning, Robin. Yeah, it feels like 12 below zero here right now. It's the kind of cold where wearing a lot of layers is key because heat is always escaping from your body. Now, I want you to take a look at this image of me with help from a thermal camera. You can see all of those colors around my face. That is heat escaping my body. Now, experts say you not only need to cover up, but you also have to make sure your zippers and seams are well sealed. That will help to keep you warm. Also, frostbite can begin to set in as little as 10 minutes when it's this cold. If you start to go numb or your skin starts to change color, you need to get out of the cold immediately. And same goes for your pets. You should be limiting their time outdoors, and they should be covered up if they are outside as well. And one pro tip, you can put petroleum jelly on your pet's paws. That will help to protect them from salt and other de-icing chemicals. Guys?
That is a great tip. And Alex, we just have to say we really appreciate you taking one for the team this morning and doing this outside in very, very cold Chicago. We're going to go to Trevor Ault, who is in a very cold Tallahassee, Florida, where they're now seeing snow for the first time in 7 years. And Trevor, let's talk about how people can protect their homes, especially those pipes.
Yeah, Rebecca, you don't have to step outside to be negatively impacted by this kind of cold. Of course, these pipes can freeze and burst. We want to keep that from happening. The obvious idea is you want to insulate them if you can. But say for under your sink, open up your cabinet doors. It's going to expose your pipes to the heated air. You also want to make sure if you're in the South, you're used to watering your lawn, shut off the water to your sprinklers and disconnect any hoses. And if your pipes do freeze, try to reheat them with a space heater or a hair dryer, but never with an open flame. Now, how about protecting your vehicle too? your car might look like this morning. First, you want to make sure that your tire pressure is properly inflated and top off all of your fluids. That includes your gas. Now, some people might think that when you start your engine, it has to get acclimated to the cold weather. AAA says that's not the case. As soon as you start it, by the time it takes to buckle your seatbelt, your engine should be good to go. You shouldn't rev the engine. You should be able to drive normally, although, of course, in all these conditions, we expect that everyone should be driving slowly. It is really icy. We've been seeing drivers struggle all day, guys.
Look at Trevor without a hat there. Ginger, give us some props.
I wouldn't do it, so congratulations to you. When it's short, it's not too bad. But I got to tell you, I've leaned into technology. The last couple of years, I wear a heated vest that has changed my life. I wear it in every shot you see me in. You can't see it. But then also these heated hand warmers, such a difference. And I know we've all loved the regular hand warmers for a long time. They work if you're not out there for a long time, but if you sweat at all, and our hands and our feet sweat, they shut down. So these don't. And so electric hand warmers are affordable and everybody can grab them. They're really helpful.
And you say we should watch out for one big downfall?
Yes, and that is, so obviously you can't, you said your grandnephews
yes, right.
were putting plastic around their hands. You can't get wet, not from the outside.
But they had gloves on. The plastic was over the gloves.
Over the gloves,
right.
But that was smart to keep the wet away. I have this merino wool. Natural fibers are the thing that wicks away and keeps you warm from inside out so that wetness doesn't stick on you.
Can I have that? Because I have a lot of friends down, my family down south. They really please.
This is all for you guys.
Okay. They are in need
Donating.
of that. Thank you, Ginger, so much. Now with our play of the day, and the Americans making a mark on the court at the Australian Open. That's what you've been doing upstairs watching, I know.
I'm not going to fib. I was, in fact, watching it. You can't not watch. It's been amazing tennis, everybody. Good morning to you. And this morning, all eyes are on the two Americans holding strong in the Australian Open. Ben Shelton and Madison Keys both winning very tough matches overnight to advance to the semifinals. Shelton defeating Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in a fourth set tiebreak. The match, guys, lasting nearly 4 hours. That is not easy. At one point, Shelton takes a tumble into one of the advertising boards there on the court, brushes it off with a couple of push-ups because, yeah, why not? Yeah. Just to show he's just fine. But to be clear, Shelton's got a big test ahead of him. He will face #1 ranked player in the world, Jannik Sinner. And then on the women's side, Madison Keys advances to the semis. She rallied. She beat Elena Svitolina. She takes on #2 seed, Iga Swiatek. Good tennis coming. Get your coffee. It's a late night.
Cheers. We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Historic snowstorm slams the Deep South, bringing the most snow in more than a century for the Gulf Coast. The Sunshine State sees the most snow on record. Icy conditions in Louisiana shut down the world's longest bridge over water. Police respond to at least 50 crashes in that state as Americans wake up to below freezing temperatures throughout the majority of the country. The blistering cold turns deadly. Ginger and our team tracking it all.
Living apart together. Married couples who choose to live separately.
What in the earth, wind, and fire is going on here?
Cheryl Lee Ralph is happily married, but has never lived with her husband of 20 years. Why it works for them.
And it's deals and steals the way we want it. Everything $20 and under, from skin and hair care and more. As we say, good morning, America.
Live from Times Square, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
That away. Sometimes when you hear the music, you just gotta, well, we have a lot to get to this hour. Maybe it's just me.
You gotta do it. Yes, you do.
Including the players with a whole lot of hustle on and off the basketball court. The WNBA stars supporting rising stars with their side hustles.
I was almost going to help you out there, Robin, and then I just let you take it away. I'm loving it. Plus, we're doing some medical myth busting about fizzy water, looking at this new study about whether it actually helps you lose weight or if the study falls flat. And there are some new developments in Prince Harry's case against Rupert Murdoch's UK newspapers, and that is just ahead.
Right, we're going to start with the top stories breaking at 8, including that snowstorm and brutal cold. That's a live look at the snow covering Garden City Beach in South Carolina from our station WPDE. The wind chill is 10 degrees there right now in South Carolina. We're going to go to Florida. It's cold there as well. Trevor Ault is in Tallahassee. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning again, George. This has truly been a once-in-a-lifetime snowstorm. We've been talking about record snow totals, highways that have been shut down, and deadly conditions, both from the cold and on the roads, too. There's already been at least 10 storm-related deaths, and the images are just remarkable. In Alabama, the beaches have been blanketed in snow. The same is true in New Orleans. In the French Quarter there, they got at least 8 inches of snow, and some parts of Louisiana were issued their first blizzard warning ever. We also have some cities like Houston that don't have any snow plows for themselves. They've had to borrow them from as far north as Wisconsin. And even here in Tallahassee, in front of Florida's Capitol building, we've been watching drivers really struggle to get traction. And we know that these conditions could continue to be dangerous for several days as it melts and refreezes. Officials all over the Gulf Coast urging people to stay home. Robin?
They got to keep that in mind. All right, Trevor, thank you. Now to the Idaho College murders case. The judge is set to issue a ruling on DNA evidence that prosecutors say ties Bryan Kohberger to the murder scene. Kana Whitworth has that story for us. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Robin, good morning to you. So ahead of some pivotal hearings later this week, Bryan Kohberger's lawyers are arguing that the DNA evidence against their client was gathered illegally and say that it should not be presented to a jury in a death penalty case. They also want the arguments surrounding it to be made public. This morning, Bryan Kohberger's defense team trying to get critical evidence thrown out as they raise questions about how law enforcement zeroed in on him. His attorneys taking aim at DNA analysis known as investigative genetic genealogy, a process that involves entering DNA profiles into public databases to find relatives and narrow the list of potential suspects. Prosecutors tying Kohberger to the quadruple murders after they say his DNA was found on a button snap of a knife sheath found at the scene.
The argument for the defense as to why the DNA should be thrown out is less about the result pointing to Bryan Kohberger, but more about the science.
It was mid-November 2022 when prosecutors say Kohberger, a former PhD student, entered an off-campus apartment and fatally stabbed Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. A not guilty plea has been entered on his behalf. Kohberger's attorneys now filing a petition to unseal evidence and make hearings public to combat what they say is an overwhelming public sentiment of his guilt. Now, overnight, we did learn that much of Thursday and Friday's hearings will, in fact, be private. Parts of it will be live streamed, but we're told the courtroom will remain closed even to family. And Kaylee Gonsalves' father telling me the family spent some $5,000 to make their way to Boise for these hearings. And as he puts it, Rebecca, he'll now be forced to watch justice unfold from the courthouse steps.
So many twists and turns for those families who've already been through so much. Okay, Kana, thank you. We turn now to Prince Harry's lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch-owned newspapers in the UK. The case just settled this morning, and Maggie Rulli is in London with the latest. Good morning, Maggie.
Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Yeah, this is a shocking twist. This morning, Prince Harry has agreed to settle his lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch's News Group newspapers after they apologized unequivocally, admitted wrongdoing, and agreed to pay him substantial damages. Now, his lawyer read that apology out loud in court for the serious intrusion by the Sun between 1996 and 2011 into his private life, including incidents of unlawful activities carried out by private investigators. They also apologized for any impact their behavior may have had on his mother, Princess Diana, and, quote, for the distress caused to the Duke and the damage inflicted on relationships, friendships, and family. Now, guys, it was just last month that the prince vowed to take this case to trial, saying that he was after accountability. But after today's settlement, that trial will never happen. But in that apology today issued by NGN, they did admit wrongdoing at the Sun. And, guys, that's something they have never done before. Now, Harry's lawyer also read a statement outside the court calling it a monumental victory, asking for a police investigation into any unlawful activity, also accusing senior executives of a cover-up, saying no one stands above the law. Guys, NGN still admits no wrongdoing. Guys.
Maggie, really, thanks. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, living apart together. Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband have been doing it for their entire married life. We're going to talk about why couples choose to live separately, how it works for them.
Also ahead, Lady Gaga teasing that a big announcement is on the way. That's coming up in Pop News.
Plus, Lori Bergamato is getting us organized this week. She's back with tips and tools to get your bathroom in order. And Lara is with Tori.
And I'm trying not to shop, Robin. Tori has
Please
what
do shop.
we all love and need. We're talking about deals and steals on beauty, skin, body, and home, and all for $20 or less. You cannot beat this, so stay with us. It's coming up on Good Morning America.
Oh, yeah.
Trend of couples that live separately and say their relationship is better for it. Eva Pilgrim joins us with the details. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. More people are saying yes to love, but no to sharing a home. And let's be clear, this isn't dating. It's not an open relationship. This is two people who are fully committed to each other, choosing to not live together. And you know what? They say it really works for them.
Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor are doing it. So are Cheryl Lee Ralph and husband Senator Vincent Hughes. Even Gwyneth Paltrow and her husband Brad Falchuk did it for a year after tying the knot. All three couples in fully committed relationships, but living separately intentionally.
He has his own life. I have my own life. When I go to see him, love to see him. When it's time to leave, bye-bye, see you soon. I'm telling you. Life is good.
Living apart together, highly recommend.
Videos for living apart together getting millions of views online.
Some people think it's bizarre, but it works great for us.
Fans say it's the best of both worlds. Companionship when you want it, alone time when you don't.
Living apart together allows couples to maintain their autonomy and independence within the context of a long-term committed relationship.
And it's not just a Hollywood movement. The Census Bureau says that in 2023, almost 4 million Americans were living apart from their spouses.
People these days are looking for relationships that work for their lives.
Mandy and Cody Kreitel, both 38, live 360 miles apart in Alaska. Married in June, they see each other once a week.
It's roughly a 6-hour drive or a 1-hour commercial flight.
Sometimes during the week, I'll just fly down for dinner and I'll hop on the plane to get back for work the next day.
Right now, they keep separate homes because they each share custody of their kids with their exes. But Mandy says even if they lived in the same city, she'd still prefer to live apart.
It's like, wow, this isn't what we expected, but it's pretty great. Right now, we're thinking there's a good chance that we'll keep maintaining 2 separate houses and then just get together on a very regular basis.
Experts say while this works for some, living together separately isn't for everyone.
It makes the time the couples do have together all that more special because it's not something they take for granted.
And our expert points out that one of the benefits of living separately, you don't have to fight over the silly stuff like dishes in the sink and the bathroom. When I got engaged, my mom's tip for marriage to me was make sure you have your own spaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was her way of saying you need a bigger apartment.
Or at least your own bathroom.
Yeah.
I have my own bathroom.
And it's not for everyone. And, you know, like Amber and I, not by choice, but because of the work schedule. But there's a lot of trust there. And there are some people from my past I would not have done this with. But she's the one. Yeah.
Well, and on a positive note there, right?
Yeah, the right person is
Are we the way all around?
Are we on? Are we still on?
Rebecca.
George, I just want to say right now, my husband Matt and I, we do live together. Okay, guys. Now we turn to a GMA health alert, a new study indicating carbonated water drinks may not be as beneficial as you might have believed for weight loss. And our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, joins us with more. Tara, Doctor, it's so great to see you.
Thank you.
We love that you're here now with us at GMA. Break down this study for us.
Well, if you thought that reaching for a carbonated beverage was going to help you lose weight, you might want to rethink that strategy. So researchers here published a small report where they really talked about the mechanism about why that might work. And they compared what happens when you drink a carbonated beverage to what happens to patients with kidney disease who are on dialysis. And they basically showed that when carbon dioxide gets into your bloodstream, it goes into your red blood cells, changes the pH and makes the blood a little more alkaline. And in that setting, the blood cells are able to absorb more sugar or glucose, dropping your blood sugar level. And in that respect, it might help your metabolism. Now, the point here is really that this clinical effect is very, very small. So yes, it might help, but really probably not clinically relevant. They also talk about the idea that when you drink bubbly beverages, you're filling your stomach with a little bit of that gas, and that might create the sensation of fullness, might make you less hungry, also increase or change your gut motility or movement. And then lastly, you may not be reaching for a sugary beverage or a soda if you're drinking carbonated water. So by all of these ways, it might help, but probably not by that much.
So it could be something of a replacement, but it's not really the game plan. What about water in general? Because we always hear about the benefits of just drinking more of it. How important is that to weight loss?
Right, and for so many people, we don't drink enough water.
I'm one of them.
Me too, probably about 9 to 12 glasses a day, really. But we know that this is so important for every cellular process in our body, for digestion, for metabolism. And so certainly carbonated beverages might be helpful for people who don't like that plain water. And water is part of a healthy living strategy, but it is not really the way to lose weight, right? So when we think about that, we're talking about healthy eating plan. Wouldn't it be easy if it was that simple? A healthy eating plan, well-rounded, something that's sustainable, exercise, and then as we talked about yesterday, for some people it does include weight loss medication or surgery. So water is part of this, but clearly not the magic bullet.
But have another glass if you can get to it.
Or 2 or 3 or 4, yes.
Dr. Narula, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Lara, coming for you, Pop News.
All right, get over here, lady. Here we're going to begin this morning with an exclusive, very close to our GMA family's heart. Michael's daughter, Isabella, will be opening up about her battle with brain cancer in an upcoming documentary. The primetime special, produced by ABC News Studios and Michael's production company, Smack Entertainment, will follow Isabella's journey from her 2023 brain tumor diagnosis through treatment and her recent cancer-free return to college. The 21-year-old and her family, including her twin sister, her mom, and of course her dad, are set to open up about the emotional journey that we really all went on with Michael and his family and her prognosis for the future. You can also see Isabella and her family on the cover of this week's People magazine. Who's that guy with the smile? Inside, Michael shared the words he'll never forget. Isabella telling him, "Dad, I want to live." To read more from them now, pick up this week's issue of People, and also please watch Life Interrupted, Isabella Strahan's fight to beat cancer. It airs right here on ABC, February 5th, 10 p.m. Eastern, and then the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu. Extremely moving and helpful for so many people going through it. All right, in movie news this morning, we are gearing up for Captain America, Brave New World. And now Marvel is giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the next installment in the superhero franchise. Marvel posting a featurette for fans. And we're hearing from the stars themselves, Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. Take a look.
I come to set every day with a smile on my face because we're making Captain America. And being handed the shield, it just means a lot to me. It's personal.
I had seen actors in the Marvel movies have a really good time. And I thought, well, maybe I ought to get me some of that.
Harrison was cool, and he was great. And it was really interesting to see him sculpting a character in a world this big. I couldn't put a price on that lesson.
Oh, it's going to be good. Harrison Ford giving us a glimpse at why he decided to return to his action roots and join the Marvel family. You can see Harrison and Anthony in action. Captain America, Brave New World hits theaters on February 14th. And then finally, we have music news for you. A little something for everyone this morning. No way to keep a poker face about this one. We are so excited about Lady Gaga's mystery posts on her website. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but she's got this rotating countdown clock, and fans are hoping this means they're getting more info about Gaga's highly anticipated 7th studio album, or LG7, as we in the know are calling it. The album is due out in February, just before she headlines at Coachella. She's also set to perform at the Fire Aid benefit concert alongside stars including Billie Eilish and Sting. That happens January 30th in LA, and we will be there.
Yeah, we will be. All right, Larry, thanks so much. It's that time. Deals and steals. Everything $20 or less. Let's get to it, Tori.
We do. We like a little retail therapy that doesn't break the bank. We're starting with a favorite, number 7. They always remind me, 86 years, the #1 favorite in the UK. I feel like they should change their slogan in the UK to say the #1 favorite at Good Morning America, because it really, really is. We've got 7 different collections. One of the newer ones, green. If you're looking online, green, the green collection, because they're all different colored when you see them on our website. This is the Future Renew collection, and this one, in as few as 4 weeks, can really help to reverse a lot of the signs of aging and skin damage. So, dryness, dullness, uneven skin tone texture, fine lines, wrinkles. The green Future Renew collection is for you. We have everything from day, night cream, serums, eye creams, you name it, all 50% off and
free shipping.
Yeah, you cannot beat those prices.
Cosmetics.
Seriously. Cosmetics. Lawless beauty. So as we age, or I'm speaking for myself, my lips have gotten smaller, and so this has truly become my favorite lip plumper because it gives you a little extra zhuzh without the sting. A lot of lip plumpers kind of give you that plump because there's something in it that gives a little sting. This instead has a product in it called Maxi Lip, which is clinically proven to help plump, hydrate, smooth lips. They've got all of the most beautiful colors. I had to stop Lara from, she and I were both like dueling on them, and I was like, wait till after this segment, just so she could pick it up and look at the colors so she can order online because she's already got the website up. Yeah, her phone's up. She is a shopper, that one, and this is one that I told her, this is one to get in on today. All 50% off. The colors are fabulous. Mine's Daisy Pink, starting at $7.50.
Good. Okay, now a little hair care.
If you've got a problem, Color Wow's got a solution. They specialize in volumizing, frizz treatment, color protection. A couple of the fan favorite products. This one right here, Dream Coat Supernatural. Big long name, but it's all about. Lara's
really good.
She was eyeing those.
Still shopping.
She's shopping. She looks at the names on here and then matches them on the website. So that's a really great one. If you've got anti-frizz, even in the worst humidity, it does its thing. We also have the extra large bombshell volumizer. Does what it says.
Wow.
And what I love mostly is that it doesn't have alcohol. So alcohol helps with volume, but it also dries your hair and then it leads to breakage. So there's no alcohol in this. We've got their fan favorite root cover. Everything from Color Wow slashed in half today starts at $12.
Love the root color.
Okay. So this is, this is a little hug for your hand. So it's snug to get on by design. So it takes a second there. And then you've got this really great, literally hug for your hand. So if you suffer from any kind of arthritis, trigger finger, just your hands are just feeling a little weak today, this is gonna help relieve aches and pains. It feels really good on, and then it's fingerless so that you can keep on with all your regular activities without having to pause anything. Sets today, a pair today, $11.50.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep them on. Okay.
This is a favorite.
Clean people.
Yes.
This is a favorite. So we've got eco-friendly laundry solutions. Big variety here. Laundry sheets. This is one of the most popular. Just as effective as liquid, but you don't have the wasteful plastic jug or a place to have to store that jug. We also have, the dryer balls.
Right.
We both love dryer balls. We also have from them what I love, which maybe you don't think about all the time, but washing machine and dishwasher cleaning tablets. So it's about cleaning the machines that we rely on to clean our stuff.
Makes sense.
You run it once a month and it's going to work at peak performance. All slash and half starts at $6. And then finally,
bring it on home.
Pesky rodents, we don't like them. We've got Grandpa Gus here. 20,000 reviews on these mouse pouches. So it uses an essential oils of peppermint and cinnamon to time release to keep those pesky ones away. We've got their bed bug killer, flea and tick killer, all of the options 50% off and free shipping.
Environmentally friendly.
Yes, because essential oils.
It makes a big difference. And thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
I say, I don't know how you do it. Time and time again, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we partner with these companies on these great deals. You can get them on our website. Bonus deals as well. Coming up, Lori B gets us organized, tackling bathroom clutter.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Looking wicked right there. And tomorrow we're going to find out how many Oscar nominations it gets. They're going to be announced live here on GMA, starting at 8:30 Eastern. Well,
cannot wait for that. All right, it is time for day 2 of our series, Organize Your Life, cleaning up the clutter in 2025. Yes. And this morning we're focusing on solutions for your bathroom. GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is with us to show us how to do it. And we're going to start with those loose ends.
I know, they're the ones that are the hardest to tackle, I think, right? Well, we have a very simple solution for you, Lara Spencer.
these little canisters from Neat Method. So if you're not familiar with Neat Method, they are organizers to the stars. Super affordable products though. And one of the things we loved about these is that they look like glass. They're very chic. You can see, but BPA-free polymer. So if you have kids in the house like I do who are constantly knocking things over,
borrowing,
they are exactly shatterproof. Now, one of the things when we talked to some experts about how can we corral the loose ends, because they are one of those things that are difficult to look organized. And what they said is you want to make all of the like things, put them together, which makes sense, but keep the categories broad. So one canister for all the things that are face, one canister for all the things that are dental. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes we're like, oh, I'll just put one cotton swab here, and then you have everything all over the place.
Cotton balls, cotton swabs.
Exactly. So broad categories, you know, give yourself a little grace. And then these come in all different sizes, and they're great not only for the bathroom, but office and kitchen
and
as well.
And I see their QR code is tempting me. All right, now let's talk about makeup solutions, and I really like this.
Yes, this one is great, especially if you work at Good Morning America. We're surrounded by a lot of this great makeup. So we found this one on Amazon, and we were so sort of glamorized by it.
It's really cute.
It's really cute. It looks more expensive than it is. It comes in a bunch of different colors.
But I love the white with gold.
I know, it's very chic. And that's the other thing, I'm glad you brought that up, is that choose a color palette. That's gonna instantly make everything
and stick
look
with it.
More organized.
Don't go bopping around.
Exactly. You want that monochrome in your bathroom to make everything just visually appear more organized. This thing is great though because it can hold up to 12 tall bottles in this top, and then in the bottom it has 2 drawers, so that's great for those smaller items.
Show how you can like close it.
I was just gonna say,
cute.
you can just close it up, but I was showing Lara this morning too. You can just pull it like this and take it anywhere you need to go.
It's really cute.
So you were saying that kids like to borrow things. I'm sure your daughter likes to borrow a lot of your things. This is something you guys could take from room to room.
I'm watching you. All right, let's do, I'm assuming this is shower?
This is for the shower.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is really great. We found this on Amazon. More than 40,000 sold just this month. It is the #1 in shower caddies.
So these are all like suction little different baskets?
They're adhesive baskets. They come in a 5-pack, which is great, for under $20.
Oh, that's excellent.
And they can hold up to 40 pounds.
And do you get different sizes, or is it 5 of the same?
It comes with these different sizes.
Awesome.
Yes. So if you're a person who likes bar soap, if you're a person, you know, who wants like big body lotions, whatever it is, it can hold whatever you have.
Also, if you're renting and you didn't customize your bathroom, like it's a really, or for kids in college.
And I'm glad you said that too, because it works on every surface. So if you have tile, if you have wood, if you have metal, if you have marble, it will work on all of that. So under $20.
Great.
So
now let's talk about dental care, shall we?
I did not think that I would be a person who was so passionate about this next product,
but I am.
And yet I am.
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Joseph, super innovative.
I love this.
I love this, and here's why. If you have kids, you know that it is an uphill battle to get them first to put their toothbrushes in a caddy like this, right? But then it becomes a nightmare when you have to drain it and there's all that goop at the bottom. Lara Spencer, let me show you this. Comes off,
and then you just wash
and
that.
then you just wash this.
Plus, there's like a little hole for the various toothbrushes.
Yes. And I love this is a shallow one for floss, because sometimes you're digging down in there.
And out of sight is out of mind, so put it right where your kids can see it.
Exactly, and they're so chic and adorable, and just around $25.
Awesome, you have thought of everything,
and
including.
And then finally, if you have a small space, you talked about renting. We love a freestanding shallow. This has a very small footprint cart. This one is from Mainstays. It's under $20, available at Walmart.
I love how narrow it is.
It's so narrow, it will fit anywhere, and it even has hooks for bigger items.
This is great.
Like blow dryers and things like that. So really there's something that will just corral everything. And as our good buddy Ben Franklin once said, a minute spent organizing is an hour earned.
There
so
you go.
Don't we love that?
The wise and wonderful Lori Bergamotto, everybody. All of these products are shoppable on our website, goodmorningamerica.com. Now, with our series Off-Season Side Hustles.
This morning, we're going to take a look at some of your favorite WNBA stars, what they do when they're not on the court. And this morning, you're about to meet 3 top players who use their time off to give back, opening their hearts and sharing their smarts to give back to their communities.
Caitlin Clark, another.
The New York Liberty are WNBA champions.
Yes, that epic 2024 WNBA season may be over, but the hustle continues in the offseason. And for players, J.C. Sheldon, Ryan Howard, and Alyssa Peely, they're taking on the role of coach.
When you're seeing the game through that lens, it just helps you understand the game better. And when you understand the game better, you can play the game at a higher level.
J.C., who just completed her rookie year with the Dallas Wings, returning to Ohio State, where she cemented her place as one of the highest-scoring Buckeyes of all time.
My role here is the director of player development, which specifically for me is just to help these young women develop on and off the floor, not only just as players, but as people too.
It's a position she says is motivated by coaches throughout her own career.
Both of my parents were coaches pretty much throughout my whole childhood and had a lot of amazing coaches who have inspired me.
Howard rises and connects.
And for Atlanta Dream forward Ryan Howard, who is a second-year coach at the University of Florida, the family ties also run deep. Ryan's mom, R.J. Avery, a 4-year standout for the Florida Gators from 1987 to 1991.
It was just kind of like a full circle moment. Obviously, I didn't play there, but being able to put on the orange and blue, I think it was just a great moment for the both of us.
The All-Star using the opportunity to pass on her love of the game.
I knew it was something that you just couldn't pass up, especially with how big I am on, being a good role model.
Here's Peely. And for Minnesota Lynx forward Alyssa Peely, she's shooting to give back to the community that raised her.
Underneath is Peely, the nice catch.
Coming from Alaska, there's so much talent, there's so much kids there who don't get the opportunity. My goal for, what I'm doing right now is just to help change that.
Peely staying involved with her indigenous roots, coaching youth players at the Prairie Island Indian community, and supporting rising stars at the Indigenous tournament.
I do this so that my siblings and my family, the younger generations, they have somebody to look up to and follow in my footsteps.
Telling you, those players are so special, and we're two examples of how coaches have made a big difference in our lives, about teaching, about discipline and determination. My parents added the third D, the Lord, but the determination and the discipline of playing. And I know that you at Penn State as well.
Yeah, and my daughter also a D1 athlete, and I say to her all the time, the lessons learned in the pool or on the field, in her case, or on the court, in your case, will serve you so well. Determination, tenacity, teamwork, just life lessons that will take you onward.
Setting goals, and teaching us how to attain those goals. All right, Lara. Tomorrow we're going to meet 3 stars who not only serve it up on the court.
Okay, we are going now to tips for first-time investors. A lot of people save for retirement with a 401k plan at their job. But what if you're looking to start investing beyond that for the first time, or your company doesn't offer one? We've got some expert advice. Take a look. When Kristen McBride joined the workforce nearly 20 years ago, she began saving for retirement through her 401k.
That's really where kind of the buck stops.
And now she's ready to go a step further with her money. So we brought some of her questions to financial advisor Mary Ryan.
What should I be thinking about beyond a 401k when it comes to investing?
You need to know what your risk tolerance is. You could have a more conservative portfolio that meets what you need, and to think about your goals and make sure you're looking longer term.
For lower risk general investing, she recommends fixed income products that earn interest over time, like a certificate of deposit or a bond. Kristen's next question:
should I engage a financial advisor?
So a financial advisor can bring a lot of benefit, particularly when you're thinking about what do you need?
There are multiple types of advisors, including an investment advisor, a certified financial planner, or a less expensive automated robo-advisor. And finally,
I'm also curious, what the recommended range is as far as a percentage of your salary is concerned.
Looking at how much money are you bringing in, how much money do you spend, and how much you need to have set aside for savings. And then you can look to see, all right, I have this much money to invest in my future.
Mary suggests, if you can, investing 12 to 15% of your salary into a 401k or retirement account, or setting a goal to increase your contributions by 1% each year or pay increase.
When I think about investing, it makes me a little bit nervous, but also excited. I'm pretty sure that I could still invest in a way that isn't super risky and in a way that will actually help my family in the long run.
So what's the first step if you want to start investing?
So I get it. This is overwhelming. There's a lot of details here, but the biggest thing you can do if you have a 401k, and in particular if you have a 401k match at your company, take that, because if you're not putting money there, you're leaving money on the table. That match is money they put in for you. If you don't have a 401k, you can open an IRA, and I would recommend doing this through an e-brokerage. Those are electronic brokerages. It will cost you less to do it there than through your bank. You can do it through your bank, but generally you're going to pay more. And if you're very overwhelmed by all of these options, the best thing you can do is look for an S&P 500 index fund. These index funds will basically mirror what's happening in the market. So last year, the S&P 500 was up about 25%. That would mean your money at the end of the year would be up about 25%. So if you put in $1,000 at the start of the year, at the end of the year, you'd have $1,250. And that's nice. Just because you took that step at the start of the year. So it's a few steps. Try and take them. Also CDs right now. A lot of people, still CDs are paying you more on your money than having it in a traditional just savings account. You're going to get paid 4% just to lock your money up in a CD for a little bit.
You told me about that, and I just cashed one in yesterday, and it was amazing. It really was in a short amount of time. It was only like a 3-month one.
And if you're with an FDIC insured bank, right. So your money is safe.
Yeah, thank you for that tip.
Yeah.
Really good tips.
You're not going to get a cut of it. But
okay, guys, I'll find a way. Coming up, best-selling author Gail Forman's here to talk about our GMA YA book club pick, Afterlife.
We are back with award-winning best-selling author Gail Forman. Her book, Afterlife, is our GMA Book Club Young Adults pick for January. Great to have you in Times Square. Welcome.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So tell us about the book.
It's a book about a 17-year-old girl named Amber Crane, and she is about as ordinary as I could make a girl. Nothing spectacular or deserving of a miracle of this girl. And she rides her bike home one day. It's April of her senior year, so she thinks, and she's sort of thinking about prom and graduation and her boyfriend, etc. She's riding home on her 10-speed. She gets home, things are a little bit weird. The door is locked. The house feels really cold. She can't find her TV shows on. She can't remember her phone number. She thinks she's getting sick. She hears her mom pull up. She's like, oh, good, mom's home. She'll take care of me. She passes a graduation portrait of herself she doesn't recognize. Her mom sees her in the garage and starts to scream because Amber died riding that bike home from school 7 years ago.
Wow, that's the opening?
That's the opening. That's chapter 1. No spoilers there.
I guess that explains why it comes with a pack of tissues.
Well, George, I brought you some just in case. Yeah.
These really come with the book?
I mean, yes.
So how do you know as you're writing that this is the passage that is going to spring tears?
I don't. It's, you know, I'm often asked or accused of why I make people cry. And I don't set out to make people cry with my books. I think if I did, that would be terrible. There's nothing worse than an unearned.
Well, there are good cries.
There are good cries, but unearned cries where you're crying and be like, this is manipulative, and you want to throw the book against the wall. I'm not here for that. But I just think I don't know. I have a hard time seeing anybody as a villain. So even my characters who are not the greatest of characters, I have such compassion for, and I feel like they become real people to me. And through draft after draft, I think they become real people on the page. And people cry in my books, and yes, my books do grapple with sort of the weighty things of life. But I feel like people cry because of the redemption, not because of the sadness.
Where do the sparks come for the characters?
It's different in every book. And in this one, I just had this vision of this girl, and she was riding her bike home, and I knew she had been dead for 7 years, and she did not realize it. And I had no idea where that was going to lead me. So I just sort of sat down and started writing. And as I followed the breadcrumb trail, it opened up this whole world of her community, because it turns out that I was exploring, I didn't realize this starting out, but I wanted to explore how her life and death had impacted impacted people that obviously we know it would, like her parents and her sister and her best friend and her boyfriend, but also people she was only like tangentially related to, like a high school English teacher or a photographer. And I think there's like something to that, like that each one of us in our lives is like a pebble dropped into a pool, and there's ripples, and we can sort of see the ripples that are nearest to us, but we cannot sort of see how we might impact people we may never meet, and we may never know that impact. And so I kind of wanted to explore that.
Well, it's a fascinating exploration. So this book is coming out now. Are the seeds for the new one already being planted?
There's like the seeds for the next 27 ones already being planted. I wish I could just write them all at once, but yes, they're all
congratulations. The book is called Afterlife. It's available right now. Thank you for coming in.
You don't want to know.
Well, you might want to know. Have a good day, everyone.